Good morning, everybody. So today, real quick, I wanted to go over a few things with you about the narcissist and or their new supply. So when it comes to the narcissist, you got to understand that they just get worse because what they learn from their construct is always growing worse because they are only perfecting it all the time. That's all they focus on is supply, and they focus on projecting their craft, their witchcraft. So just keep that in mind. They're not getting better. They're getting older, and they're power packed full of witchcraft more and more to do more and more devious actions, because every time they leave you, then they go to somebody else, and they've learned how to operate better, how to wear that mask better, how to deceive people faster. It's just like any other job or career. This is their number one career. What they do for a living is their second career. It's their side job. So they always get worse. And what you want to know is like when you meet them, they are perfectly exactly what you want, because that's what they mirror to you. So when they mirror that to you, then you believe that they're this most awesome thing, this most awesome perfection creature. So when you tell people that you know about them, then you're talking them up. But then after, when you find out they're a fake, it's not like you can go back to them and tell those same people that they suck and they were fake, right? Because you're probably not going to believe you're going to look funny. So these are kind of like things that they have built into the construct. So after they leave you, because you are high value, anybody around you that heard you talk them up, they feel like now they have a better chance of getting somebody else of high value because you talked them up. But really what it is they become exactly what you want, and then they try to become you. And that's their whole goal, is to become you. And then when they can't become you, then they want to destroy you. They want to destroy you because they can't become you, but they still try. That's why on the devalue discard, when you get to the discard phase, they kind of try to break you down to their status, because what they are is a projection. Whatever they're trying to project onto you, they always say they're telling the truth. Like if they're saying you're cheating, you're lying, that's really them. Okay, so you got to understand that this is what they are, but they're projecting it onto you. And with you, unbeknownst to you, you're absorbing this. So you're absorbing this, and then they're taking your fuel, and then they're going to take off, and they're going to act like you. And you're going to act like that projection if you're unawoke. See, if you're unawoke, that's just how it works. And that's why it's important for you to be awoke, because you can gray rock this whole thing, or you just kind of like, it's easy for you to turn off whatever they're saying to you when you know they're just a little kid in an adult body, and you understand that anything they say is really BS. It's really what they're doing, because God makes them tell the truth. Anybody in the Illuminati or these individuals are like what I would consider the lower echelon of the world system, the soldiers, the street soldiers, to go out and destroy the families of the world, the churches, and people like that, the innocent people that are doing God's work down on the earth in the households. And then the upper echelon, they control, which would be probably the fallen angels. I would say these are the demons, and those would be the fallen angels, which would be their fathers. Okay, and so they would go out and they control the world system, because they're the higher end. The fallen angel is a higher end from a demon. So they're going to run the Illuminati's upper echelon, and they're going to let them be the street soldiers. That's their copulations from Genesis 6. They have no identity, okay? So with them having no identity, they just turn into whatever. So you're not missing anything, because all they did was, whatever you met in love bomb phase is never who they truly are, but that's what the construct wants you to believe, which is that perfect individual. See, they seek for perfection. And then when you fail them or you question them because they're starting to do stupid stuff, then what happens is all of a sudden you get put in devalue mode, and they actually feel that you have deceived them. And this is how they take it, because they always have to rationalize them being right. Okay, so that's how they perceive. They perceive that you started out in perfection because they are infatuated right in the very beginning, but then you go into devalue mode, the first argument you have, or if you question them because they're cheating, lying, or stealing, or whatever. See, they're always the perfect one, and you're either the black sheep or you're going to be the golden child type, which would be the current is the golden child, and the old supply is the black sheep. And then if they re-idolize you, then you're the golden child again. You see how this works? So whenever they know or feel like now you're not perfect, that's why they start that devalue phase, is really who they're starting to show you who they truly are, because they're like, well, I don't need to act as fake anymore, or I don't really need this individual anymore because they're not perfect and they can't help, they can't fix me. You know, so that's how it works. So they go back to their old self to some degree. And that's when you start to see the mask slip, but they're running out of fuel anyway. So that's where the construct will rationalize that to them, where we know it's just they have lack of fuel. But this is what they tell themselves. But they're pretty much a complete wrecking ball, a wrecking machine. You don't want to be with somebody like that, so you want to think about it. Anytime you get those thoughts in your head, I mean, you can't take them around nobody, because they're going to try to spark up a relationship with your friends, your family, your coworkers. These guys will have sex with anybody. We're talking about old people, young people. They would even go with, this is where you get like people messing with, you know, children and stuff, and old people. They don't care, because supply to them is supply. And if you were to see what their harem really truly looked like, you would be disgusted. That's why I'm saying, like, you're the best thing in their harem, because you actually made them have status. And when you leave them, that's really a huge reason why they want you back, because you were the one that, you were the status giver. And they try to make you unimportant. They try to, they give you inconsistency, because they're not consistent, because they're faking. Somebody who's consistently inconsistent is always faking in the construct. They're lying and faking and putting up a fake image, a false image. They're a failure. And when you actually find out that mask is slipped and you actually see who they truly are, they're a phony, y'all. They're the true loser and the true hoe of this world, man or woman. And where they, if you want to know how they're receiving their karma, is when they come to hoover you, then they're receiving their karma, because they need you. You get it? They need you. You know they're receiving their karma when they start trying to hoover you, because if they're doing so well out there, they wouldn't be trying to hoover you. So there you go. That's how you know they're receiving their karma. And they're just shameful, because they're nothing. There's nothing. They just become an image. They became what you wanted them to become. They just mirror back whatever you told them and whatever they studied. They study to get their primary supply, because they have to work hard at it. And they put in some work in the very beginning, because they know they're going to reap a great harvest off that fuel. And like I said, they manifest with your fuel. They camouflage with your fuel. They get all kinds of supply with your fuel. They can get supply. It's just they get just the worst supply in the world. And they'll take anything, but it doesn't give them status. It doesn't give them importance. When they're with you, you put them on the map. And when you walk away, they lose it. They lose it. They're just with other hoes. And those hoes are dirtbags, or they're like 80 years old or something. They got a little bit of money, big deal. So this is how it works. Listen, they live off emotions, okay? We live off ethics. And that's all I'm going to say right there. So if you can give me a like, subscription, and a thumbs up, just push, y'all. Don't worry about the narcissists, because they're pieces of shit. Until next time, soldier up. Peace. We out.